Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. Here we go again. And tell you what, today's been quite a good day for football for us, considering that Chelsea and Liverpool both lost their games. Of course, Liverpool right now, I think if we win today, we're 7 points clear of them, I believe. Um, but the important thing is that we have Crystal Palace right now, and Crystal Palace, um, looking at the table right now, they're currently ninth place, 13 points, and they are looking brilliant right now. Can't lie, they are looking absolutely solid. Um, However, right now, I think both teams have it to play for. If Palace win, they go 16th. I don't have a full table on here, but they go 16th, so that's anywhere between third to fifth place. That's pretty good overall for Palace, and they'll definitely want to get into that kind of position. Arsenal, on the other hand, if we win today, barest minimum, we maintain our 3-point lead over Man City. And if Man City drop any points, we're either 5 or 6 points ahead of them, depending on how many points they drop. And that's why this game will be so important. We need to win this game to keep up that hold. Even if Man City win, so long as we win, that we're still at least 3 points ahead of them. Now, I did take a look as well at the Gabriel injury, which I wasn't even aware of until recently. Um, but according to what Mikel Arteta said, he wasn't in training today, or was it yesterday? And that tells me that he's not going to make it today. He's still being assessed, and if he's still being assessed, you don't risk it today. So with that in mind, I'm going to assume that Gabriel is injured during my predicted lineup. And all I can hope for is that it's nothing serious, just a little caution, a little hiccup, because we can't afford to lose someone like Gabriel. He's been too monumental to our defence. Well, anyways, uh, what was I going to say? I've already forgotten it. I'm still looking at this table. We could end up 22 points. The first team of the season to reach over 20 points. And I'm also looking at Man United now, actually. Looking at Man United, they're currently fourth place. I think they've won 3 games in a spin now, and they're currently sitting above Liverpool. Who's that guy? The one on TikTok. What's his name? United Strand, was it? You might actually get his haircut soon. But anyways, I'm going to jump right into my predicted lineup. This is probably going to be a very short video in comparison. I normally try to get it to about 10 minutes, but here we go. Starting in goal, David Raya. Obviously. Don't need to explain that one. In the defence, William Saliba, and it's going to have to be Christian Mosquera. I think Christian Mosquera, with this Gabriel injury, he's going to have to take this as an opportunity to prove himself. And he does have to prove himself. 110%. I'm not saying he's been bad by any stretch of the imagination, but however, he has to fight his way through Saliba and Gabriel. With this Gabriel injury now, this is a great opportunity for him. And Saliba, of course, he's the other first choice centre back, and he has been an absolute madness on it. On the left back, I've gone with Ricardo Calafiori. I was tempted to say Lewis Skelly, if I'm honest, from what I saw in the Champions League. But for now, I think Ricardo Calafiori, keep him in for now. And on the right wing, I'm going to say Jurrien Timber. And Jurrien Timber, I'm quite confident in his ability. He's the best right back for me that we can have. And having Ben White as a backup is no laughing matter. Now into the midfield, I'm going to start off with Martin Zubimendi. And we've seen it time and time again. He's not flashy by any stretch of the imagination, but he's vital. You can see just the way he recovers, you can see he puts his heart and soul into it. And we're going to need that against a team like Crystal Palace. They've proven to be absolutely monumental right now this season, and we need to make sure we're keeping up with them. I'm also going to put in Declan Rice. Now, Declan Rice, I love his box-to-box gameplay. Hopefully, he can keep that up. And I'm going to go with... I nearly said Martin Odegaard. No, not Martin Odegaard. He's off injured. It's going to have to be Eberechi Eze. And he's going to have to play against the club that really brought him up to the ranks here. I will say, however, with him, if he scores, I don't think he'll celebrate. And I've seen a few people complain oh, he shouldn't celebrate. Oh, he's going to show respect. You do show respect to your previous club. I've always held firm about that. Unless your previous club has done something to upset you, if they've disrespected you, if they've booed at you or laughed at you or whatever, if they've done things like that, then yeah, I don't care. But I think as a player who actually does love the game and has to really thank Crystal Palace for what they've done for him to elevate him up to that position, I do think if he does score, he won't celebrate it. Now moving into the attack, I've gone with Bukayo Saka. I think we're now starting to see as well, Bukayo Saka. We're starting to see now what he can do when he doesn't have as much pressure on him. And that comes from Victor Gyökeres, I believe. Because Victor Gyökeres himself is a presence in that box. And looking at him, especially now that he got those 2 goals against Atletico Madrid, hopefully, that's really good for his confidence, by the way, and hopefully that can bring him up to a point where he's scoring a bit more consistently. That's been the biggest critique right now for Victor Gyökeres. And looking at this team, where absolutely anyone in the team can score, yeah, no, that's fair enough. But Bukayo Saka, he enjoys that space a little bit more than he used to. It seems like players are a bit too scared to double up on him now, because they know Victor Gyökeres is running there. Speaking of Victor Gyökeres, that's going to be my striker for tomorrow, obviously. I think the only other person who can play in that position right now is Mickel Mourinho. But let's be honest, I think Gyökeres, right now, I think he's irreplaceable. And I know there's going to be a bit of critique about that. But again, it's what he does in the build-up as well. And even if we took that away, it's still his presence, giving the likes of Martinelli and the likes of Saka a little bit of freedom on the wings. And we're very, very aggressive on those wings. And of course, our last player, the left wing, it's still consistently a bit of a mix-up between Martinelli and Trossard. But I would personally go for Martinelli. I think Martinelli's really starting to turn on right now. He's just flipped a switch, and all of a sudden, he's now back to the way he was. And look, this is the Martinelli that we missed, 110%. I still prefer Martinelli as an impact player. And that's why I still want to buy another left-back. I still want to get someone like a Semenyo, for example. But this, however, this will be the person we're relying on, at least for now, until maybe January, when we get the transfer window again. And obviously, with that transfer window, we should be looking at Semenyo. To me, anyways. He's told us himself he's an Arsenal fan. If there's any club he'd go to, it's Arsenal. We can make that happen. We can make that happen. We could create an absolutely amazing team just by getting these Arsenal fans in. But anyways, that's my match preview for Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. Like, share, and comment, and please do subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And I'll be seeing you for the match review of Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. Thank you and goodbye.